Today in Afghanistan, the first rescue mission was completed as the flight landed with supplies included food and water for the people stranded. The flight landed at Dulles International Airport in Virginia from Kabul Airport, carrying around 350 passengers, according to Fox News. The plane that brought the supplies is Boeing 777-300, flight number UA2578. The Taliban warns all flights must be out of Kabul by the 31st of August or there will be consequences. That's what's happening in Afghanistan, what's happening in America, like Liz is.
Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine is now fully approved by the FDA for use in the United States. The Pfizer vaccine has now met all the requirements for those who are older than 16 years old. Many people are saying this is a breakthrough for all the vaccines. This is the first vaccine to be approved not just for emergency use, but it is now approved for all users in any situation. The FDA says the public can be greatly confident that the vaccine meets extremely high standards for safety. For the vaccine to get approved, they had to test it on more than 40,000 people. The test proved to be 91% effective in fighting COVID-19. The only issue with the vaccine is that it can increase the chance of 2 different heart inflammations after the first week of receiving it. Now, back to Christian for our local news.
Last Sunday, Middle Tennessee suffered a mass devastation after a huge flood. 22 people have already been found dead, and at least 56 people are missing. We could see the death toll continuing to rise. In 24 hours, the span of Middle Tennessee got over 17 inches of rain, which breaks the previous record by almost 4 inches. The floods have caused demolition around Middle Tennessee, and some people have no home to return to. Weather officials say that the record amount of flooding could have a lot to do with the global warming. This is not the end of these catastrophes. The flood was said to be only 4 to 6 inches of water, but biologists say that we're shocked to find out how much damage in the rain Middle Tennessee has gotten. Cassie Hurley, a meteorologist tracking this flood, says forecasting almost a record is something that we don't very often. Double the amount we have seen was almost unfathomable. The people who have suffered because of this flood will be in our prayers. And now to commercial break, we'll have Lizzie talk about sports.
Last Friday, the Knoxville Catholic Fighting Irish won over Chucky Doak 62-7 under new head coach Corey Mobbs. The Irish came out ready to play as number 6, Sam O'Leary, scored a touchdown on the very first play of the game. By the end of the first half, the Irish were up 42-0 over the Chucky Doak Black Knights. In the second half, the Irish still dominated with 3 touchdowns and only allowing 1 touchdown from Chucky Doak. The Irish will look to repeat that performance as they take on the South Green Rebels next Friday on August 27th. And now to Christian for our local weather.
Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. So it looks like we'll have some highs in the 90s and some lows in the upper 60s. Every day is going to have a partially cloudy and a chance of thunderstorms on Thursday, with a slim chance of rain throughout the week. In other news, rain has hit heavily in the northeast of tropical storm of Honore rages along the northeast coast. Honore has already knocked out electricity in more than 100,000 homes earlier this week, as Rhode Island got the brutal end of the force, and nearly 42,000 homes have been found without power. Rhode Island is the only state through, as Governor of Connecticut warns the public for some major flooding throughout, as the population of the rain comes from tropical storms Fred on Honore continue to build up. That's all we have for weather today.
That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to the Irish Media Network. Make sure to join us next week for more news updates.
Also, don't forget to follow us on social media networks.
Go Irish!